and I'm on the rowing team. 4 years ago, I was part of the fiber arts class at my high school. For our final, we needed to make either a doll or stuffed animal, and I chose a doll, using as many recycled materials as possible in this creation. Turns out, this little choice set something huge in motion. Not long after, I found myself in Nicaragua, where my family had moved for 6 months. And I encountered poverty like we just don't see here in the US. My heart broke for all the girls that I saw who felt insignificant and worthless, a feeling that was all too familiar with me, to me during this time of my life. And I wanted to do something to make an impact, but I was not even 15 yet. How was I equipped to make a difference? So it's the starfish story, right? A man walks down the beach, hundreds of stranded starfish. He picks one up and throws it back into the ocean, and his companion says that there are still all of these. And the man said, but I made a difference for this one. When I went to Nicaragua for the first time, I had no intentions of developing a ministry there, but in going with open eyes and an open heart, God revealed something that I could do to create a change in the world. And my vision then became, how can I change the world for as many this ones as possible? So I thought back to that textile arts project and started sewing, one doll at a time. So buy a doll, give a doll. For every doll I sell, I make a second to give away to a girl in need. But I know they don't last forever. So something that is timeless and eternal? How about when I give a doll, I also look them in the eyes and tell them some truths about themselves? That they are beautiful, that they are loved, they are one of a kind, they are special, and they are created for a purpose. A tag with this message is attached to every single Oli-Bo-Bolly dolly. I began to sell the dolls out of the trunk of my mom's car, and 4 local businesses began selling them too. I couldn't make the dolls quick enough, and I had another idea. Could I hire women in Nicaragua to sew the gift dolls? Would I be able to somehow empower them by teaching them to make the dolls, then be able to give them a dignified wage too? 2 years ago, I returned to Nicaragua, where I hosted dolly giveaway parties and several sewing workshops, where I learned that the truths and the tags are not only for the girls who receive the dolls, but for the women who make them too. From these workshops, I hired a project manager and 7 seamstresses to begin local operations. My business had now officially evolved into buy a doll, give a woman a job. And on my most recent trip this past March, I was able to officially hand it over to a local to now fully take over. Hundreds of dolls have been given away, and I have loved getting to personally give away dolls in 3 different countries. And I'm also grateful to the people I've met along the way who have taken dollies with them on their adventures too. Dolls have now been taken by me or on my behalf to every continent but Antarctica. So, if anyone's going, just let me know. A lot has happened since the birth of my dolly project 2.5 years ago. But I hope it's plain to see that this is so much bigger than me, my abilities, and the hours I've given each day. And at 15, I knew nothing about starting an international business. Vikings, we need each other. Let's resource and be there for one another. Like I said earlier, I went in with no intentions of starting a business or developing a ministry. But I went all in once I heard God speak. I encourage you to go into all of your activities with open eyes and a heart wide open, ready for God to reveal something that you can do to make a difference. God showed me at 14 that my story was important, and because I was going through some hard things, I had the capacity to see those feeling as broken as I was. He wove my story together with the divine story to create a change. Do you guys remember the starfish story? I think about that story every day and want to impact as many this ones as possible. I want to encourage you today to think of this one in your life. What part of the whole earth is God calling you to impact? And while you're pondering this, I'll leave you with a message. So eyes up, North Park, and know that you are beautiful, you are loved, you are special, you are one of a kind, and you are created for a purpose.